Hello, YouTube pipe community. At last, we got our Sacred Leaf Society ready to go. We're doing a little recap of our first episode.
It's now dubbed the Lost Episode.
The Lost Episode. With the new channel, we just, this is the first time that we've interacted on that channel. Everything else is set up. Everything's ready to go. We did a live video, and that's what we want to do. We're going to, do once a month. We're going to do an hour live video amongst some other things mixed in, some other one-offs and everything mixed in. And we did the live video. It was great. We had a few people show up, and there was some error it threw up when we were trying to reload it. Now, we're still trying to resolve it. We haven't closed out of it on our other system. We're still trying to resolve it. I wanted to put this out there for those that knew it was coming and weren't able to catch it live. They could come back and catch it. We can catch it in the morning. So I didn't want to just leave it vacant. Even if we were to lose the video. I don't know. We've never had this problem before with my, from my equipment or Dave's equipment here. But alas, it is just one of those many, things that come up against us while we're trying to get this thing rolling. We're not giving up on that first video. Hopefully we can get that resolved. This one's just going to be kind of a recap. This is the start of the Sacred Leaf Society for 2019. And we had a great time doing that video, and we're going to touch on a few things that we went over. We still got some pipes going, and I've just loaded a little bit of cherry into my K Woody that I got at an antique shop. Dave, why don't you tell them what you got going?
I've got a special custom blend by Matt here. He mixed some Galwith and Haggard rope tobacco and some GLP plug tobacco
cuttings that we made,
and it's turned out very well.
This is what we talked about on the first video. I brought out some blends that our friend Phil at the Briar Report was able to send for us to be able to demonstrate for this channel. This is the Galwith and Hogarth Happy Brown Bogey unsliced, just a rope tobacco. I'll pull it out. We're not going to do all the cutting and everything. We did it on the first one. Hopefully we can salvage that video.
Hopefully we can salvage it, but hey.
But that's what he's got going on. It just comes in a long rope, like you see here, and then we had some GLPs, jackknife plug. Get this lid get down on there. There we go. We're just going to come in a tin like this. And I've taken it and put it in a mason jar. It's the plug that we took the slices of and everything. He's finishing up some of that. We tried them both separately, and then we had a little bit left over, so I mixed them together. I thought Dave would like to enjoy that.
Yeah, and I am. It's a very good blend. And
one of the products that we have that we would really like to showcase is these Dark Fire cigar spills. And these are going to be heavily featured on all of the Sacred Leaf Society events. They come in a little tin like this. You can get them on darkfirespills.com, and it's just a great way to light your pipe, especially on a special occasion.
In fact, let me show you.
Well, hang on a second. Just I was going to show it real quick. When you pull them out, it's just a shaving of a cedar. Comes with a fine point on one end, larger point on the other. And what these are is they were, the cigar community has really gravitated towards the spills, and interestingly enough, it was originally historically used for lighting pipes, and Cigar Society community has taken to them, and I really think there's a good place for these in the pipe community. And I wanted to really emphasize that, and we're going to make sure the information gets put out for you. Where you can get these. It's just a great little product. I'll let Dave go ahead and do a light up. When you're doing a pipe, you would light the narrow end. When you're doing a cigar, you would light the broader end. And that's where they really come into play. We have a little candle lit right here, and while we're enjoying our pipes, we keep the candle going, and you just kind of dip that down in the candle, get it going. We have this real nice carved wood canister. It's got some sand in it. You can just set it in there and set it out and get it ready for the next one. And of course we're using, bear with me there, I couldn't get that to resolve. We got a little blurriness here from that, but that's just the way.
And what I like, it's a very gentle light.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna work great. Just lovely.
Mm-hmm. That right down in there, and our hearts kind of sank when we saw that video was giving us trouble. This is definitely not the start that we were looking for. We got a little autofocus going on right there. This is my camera. We certainly apologize for that, especially with the hype we've been giving it and everything. Definitely not the way we wanted to get started, but
the lucky few that joined us live
got to see it. Yeah,
they got to see the lost video.
Right. Hopefully, we won't have this issue come up anymore. So,
hello there, autofocus.
Bear with us on that. Real quick. Hopefully, it'll resolve in a second. But this is kind of the format we want to do. We wanted to do, once a month we're going to do our 1 hour show, and we are going to have some things that come up in between in the month. One of the things being some brick and mortars that we really want to promote and get put out there, and some interviews with some of the owners and shop owners and the kind of goings on with the local pipe and cigar community. So we're going to be doing some of that. We do want to thank Pipes, Beers, and Guns. Marcus sent us this beautiful sign here. It's backlit.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Very
right
cool
there.
sign.
It will definitely
Huge
be there.
Shout out and big thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a good job with that. There we go. We had the lights dimmed a little bit earlier for some of the ambience. We just want to get a quick video here that we could put on the page, just for those that couldn't join us before.
Yeah.
And like I said, hopefully that other episode will show up as well.
I will continue
if we
to
can get
work
that
on
resolved.
Yeah.
All right, exactly. So we are definitely going to be bringing out this tobacco again, because I think it's definitely something that should the first episode be lost, I definitely want to bring that out again, show it off, and do something with that.
We'll dub that episode 0.
Episode 0. Oh, we'll see. So in the comments, during the live, we mentioned that we'd like to interact with the comments. This is going to be different than mine and Dave's regular park manuals. OTC Piper and Dave Catholic Pipesteader do our own channels, and we bring in a lot of our personal interest into our own channels. This one is where I still want to do the live feel, interact with commenters and things like that, and this is going to be fueled by a lot of the comments, because this is not necessarily about us.
It's community focused.
It's a community focused, community driven. So I would like to encourage you to drop some comments, let us know some things that you'd like to see. That'll give us some talking points that we know are relevant to what's going on in the community out there. So that's definitely something we'd like to hear from you guys on. So one of the things we got coming up, locally, there's pretty much only one pipe cigar lounge that's close to us here in the north, to where we are. There's a lot in the North Texas area where we happen to be.
There's a decent one.
Decent one, yeah. It's going to be Tobacco Cabana and Cedar Hill, and we're going to be doing some footage at that location, talking to the new owner, Rhonda Rash. She's a very classy lady, and I really like talking to her. And I've already mentioned that we might do this. Bring the cameras in, and she's very much on board for that. but we'd like to travel a bit and check out some other brick and mortars, talk to them about what's new and happening in their local areas.
I'm excited about what we're going to find in Dallas. They're going to have some good ones.
Yeah, they're going to have some good ones there. One of the things they got coming up is a slow smoke contest, if you've ever heard of that. It's where they get a pipe maker to donate some pipes. And what it is you pay an entry fee, $25 or $30, and you are given a pipe, and it's yours to keep. And you're issued 3 matches.
Yeah.
With so they get you your initial light and 2 relights, and you can put whatever tobacco you want to put in it, but you got to keep it going. And the last person that is still smoking on his pipe, his or her pipe, is going to win a prize pipe, which is going to be much more valuable. And so you're already winning when you sign off for it, because it's going to be the pipe is going to be worth more than you paid for it, more than you paid for the entry. I can't remember the pipes that they did last time, but it was about $60, $70 pipe that you got to keep. And then there's about a $300 pipe that was the prize. So the winner comes home with 2 pipes. Everybody else that joins comes home with a pipe. And a lot of people did it just for the pipe.
Yeah.
They didn't care if they won or not. But so that's something that's going to be coming up next month that I want to definitely roll some footage on. So it's going to be a growing progress. As you see, we've already hit another roadblock, and we've had so many before when we tried to start earlier before the holidays. This is not necessarily one that that's about the development of the channel or what we're trying to do here. It's something that we've done on both of our separate channels before with no issues. Everything else worked. All of our equipment is in good, is where we need it to be. There was just a problem uploading the live stream. After you've done it, you got to upload it or it's lost. And hopefully it's not lost. He's going to try some things when he gets home, to work through that.
Yeah.
So
just like anything, work out the kinks.
Yeah, work out the kinks and everything like that. So it's a new channel. We've had it set up for a while, but I think it was in the initial activity on the channel. There's something that just that went awry, and we got to figure out what that is.
Yep.
But we're not going to let that stop us.
Nope.
We're not going to let that keep us from doing anything. We're going to find that out, and we're going to truck on from there.
Long live the society.
Right. So yeah, that's what we wanted to do with this quick little video is just get some information out there to you. There's a lot of people that weren't able to catch it live, and I didn't want them to wake up to nothing. So we're definitely want to make sure we cover that.
Exactly.
So I think that's about all. That's like a recap. Very short recap of some of the things we talked about, and we did interact with some commenters and everything as well. So that was a fun time, and that I hope we get to resolve.
Yep.
So
yeah, we'll get it. It's all
So if you're new, I'm Matt. OTC Piper is my personal channel. This is Dave, Catholic Pipe Setter. It's his personal channel. If you're new to the society, you can go check out our channels. We, bring a lot of our personal interest into that. We're going to keep this Sacred Leaf Society centered on the piping community. We're going to talk about some issues that are relevant to the pipe community, things like that. We're going to, bring on some blends and everything that we find, appealing. Talked about those for a little bit.
Monster blend.
The Monster Mash. That was something that it was dubbed by, I think, Ironbeard. Talked about that. He was mentioned he was about to load a bowl of the 2018 that I sent out of my 2018. And it's just continuing the community in another aspect.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And so our park mantles is what we've called them most of the time, because most of the time they are at the park.
Yep.
They do happen in other areas as well. But those are still going to happen. Where we're going to talk about a lot of other things. We talk about our nerd stuff and everything, and talk about other things other than pipe related stuff. That's still going to happen. We try to keep this at or around an hour, on these, which we did, earlier. And try to keep it centered and focused. Whereas when we get together, outside of the Sacred Leaf Society, anything could happen, which is still going to be kind of true of the Sacred Leaf Society because it's going to be comment driven. Not 100% comment driven, but it will be fueled by a lot of the comments. And I just think that's important because we're a community. So it's important what other people think and what other people want to bring to the table. And that's something that I definitely want to discuss, and I believe Dave feels the same way.
I 100% agree.
So, we're going to be bringing out some cigars once in a while. We talked a little bit about that. There's, there's some things, that I like to display and things like that. Yeah. So you had you shared a little story earlier of a cigar that you had. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it was Magic Toast was the name of the cigar. I was going over to a house to hang out with some guys, and I was like, I'll bring some cigars. So I stopped by a tobacconist, picked a few up, and it was a great time. I shared a cigar with the regional manager of Samsung. That was a pretty cool time. Mm-hmm. And he'd never tried a pipe before. I started to pack my bowl, and he's like, "Oh man, I've never had a pipe." And I fixed him up. He enjoyed some Lane TK6, which is an amazing cherry. And I got to witness a new pipe smoker born.
There you go.
He said he absolutely loved it, and I have no doubt that he will continue on.
Yep. And and that's good to bring new people in. Not making it pipes only. Have cigars. And embrace that community as well, and kind of bring it into the fold a little bit. It's all part of the premium tobacco.
It is
part of the the world.
Yep.
So that was good that you had a chance to do that, and we're trying to build. We're building a website now. Mm-hmm. Isn't it? How far along is it? Is it almost done?
Well, it's just about done. We just need to put some content out.
Okay.
And then once we have a fair amount of content ready, I'll be ready to push it out public.
And what we're doing is we are going to be taking our monthly lives, and we're going to be extracting the audio to put it on there as a podcast.
Yeah, we're going.
So you will be able to go in there and check it out. In that format as well.
Exactly. Yeah, just one more outlet for y'all to reach us on.
We got some some merch that we're looking at presenting. We got these cups. That were made kind of a prototype of what we're
awesome
what we're trying to do. With the logo and everything on it, we're trying to get that set up as well with some makers that can have them ready to go, ready to ship, so that you can pick some of those up through the website. Some T-shirts and maybe some polo shirts and things like that. And all kinds of other things that may pop up from time to time. It's going to be a growing thing. And this is something that we're looking to. Put this out there to bring in, something that we can push out into the community. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be, I think we're going to be able to get some good stuff going that way.
Yeah.
Just in our own way to enhance the community.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to do with this real quick. For those of you that were able to catch us live earlier, we thank you for coming. We're going to have this issue resolved. It is not going to be an ongoing thing. We're going to have a solution by the next time we get ready to push out a live. So with that said, we just want to thank you for your patience on this. We've been anticipating this greatly. It's been something that since we talked about it until now, we've enjoyed putting our heads together, getting some ideas for content, get our equipment set up. Equipment's going to grow. That is definitely something, that we are going to expound on. Creating an intro, we're spinning some ideas around about that, to get some good footage, get some good stills, and, and some music composed and everything. As a musician on the OTC Piper channel, all of the intros is stuff that I've written and I've composed and recorded, and I'd like to be able to continue that and maybe make something that's unique to Sacred Leaf Society.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
So we're gonna do that, and just kind of give you some highlights of what's coming. We move on from here. We're looking forward. We're looking forward, into the future, and we're excited to see what Sacred Leaf Society is going to do. So, with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. I just thank you for coming along. Keep the ember glowing.
Cheers. Long live the pipe.
Yep, there you go. Clink.
Done.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you around.